long as someone drank it. Never drop the ball, fuck it y'all thinking. Making sure the young money ship is never sinking.
Hey guys, I'm Jance. Sup YouTube, it's your boy. What's up?
Hey.
Hey guys, this is Jance here, back with another video, and today I'm going to go over the top 5 best, if not the most effective mods you can buy for your Mark 4 to Mark 7 GTI or GLI. And when I say GLI, I don't mean another version of the GTI. It is actually just a sportier version of the Jetta, just like the Golf or Rabbit GTI. So what makes both these cars so special? Well, both the GTI and the GLI has down-to-earth thrills, has outstanding reliability, and is the perfect daily driver car for car enthusiasts or even non-car enthusiasts. On top of that, it is fast for its size, or the GTI is fast for its size, the GLI, it's a bit heavier, so, let's start the list. Okay, so number 5, injectors and fuel pumps. So, let's just say you've got a stage 1 tune, intake, exhaust, and downpipe, and you want to make more power. Well, upgrading your injectors and fuel pump will do just that. Okay, sorry, I choked on my own spit. It's embarrassing, but thank you. Anyways, so yes, if you're running between 11 to 14 psi, you do need to change your injectors and fuel pump, but don't expect like a minor or a major increase in power. This is not Forza or Gran Turismo. This is real life. The main goal with an upgraded fuel system is to allow higher fuel pressures when you're running on higher power, or basically more boost. But it doesn't mean you bolt on or put in a 1000cc injectors or a 500 lph fuel pump. Trust me, you'll be running rich at that point, and it's just not going to be good for your car. So when I'm talking about suspension tuning, I'm talking like coilovers, sway bars, bushings, control arms, sway bar end links, subframe mounts, and strut mounts. What a lot of kids do when they first get their car is getting some coilovers and lowering their car. But with coilovers, sometimes they can cost as much as a car, believe it or not. Anywhere between 2.5 to 5k depending on the kit. So please choose wisely when you're picking out some coilovers, because buying the most expensive kit does not always mean it's the best kit or top of the line kit out there. Plus, if you buy a kit that is not only expensive but will leave you penniless at the end, then you kind of screwed yourself. So new car enthusiasts, just don't make that mistake. Just buy something a little bit cheaper, or something that you can start off with, like Raceland coilovers, or I don't know, JOM coilovers. They can cost anywhere between $419 US or $500 Canadian. However, if you want some coilovers that are a little bit more expensive, then I would get the Teen GSM 56-81SS2 coilovers. As for sway bars, I would get sway bars from either Eibach Tuning, Stop Tech, ECS Tuning, as well as Integrated Engineering, I believe. I believe they sell sway bar kits. I don't think so. Maybe. I don't know. Check that out for yourself. Moving on to sway bars. So sway bars, they're pretty easy to get, especially for the GTI or GLI. I would go with H&R Springs sway bar kits, or Eibach sway bar kits, like I mentioned before, I believe. They could be anywhere between $560 to $595. These aftermarket sway bars are going to make your car more flushed. It's going to help with handling, especially help your car through cornering. It's going to just feel great in general. Moving on to bushings. Now, instead of buying control arms for $600 to $700, why not get harder or solid bushings? Remember, everything on the GTIs and GLIs, including the suspension, has been tuned from factory. So there's really no reason in upgrading more than 3 parts of the suspension. So this will be the last thing that I'll mention for number 4. So bushings are also very important. They do not only stiffen the chassis, but they also give you more of a sports car or a race car feel. But some are mad expensive. So expensive, they're even they sometimes cost more than control arms themselves. It doesn't mean all bushings are expensive. There are Super Pro complete poly race spec bushing kits for about $499 US, or about 500, 600 Canadian. Still pretty expensive, but there is also a street version that I believe is either made of lower durameter poly or high durameter rubber. Those ones are being sold for about $399 US, but there's also an even cheaper option. I found that parts or I went on a website called Parts Avatar. There are cheaper high durameter poly bushings. They're starting at $228.41 Canadian, or around $160 to $170 US. But you guys better hurry up, because they only have like 2 kits left. Alright. No. Okay, so now we're on number 2, clutch upgrade. So upgrading your clutch is a very good way of putting power to the ground faster than stock. There are many companies that sell high quality clutch kits. Anyway, a standard stage 1 clutch kit is good for about 300 to 350 foot-pounds of torque. So if you're just using your car as a daily, I would go with that setup. But if you're going to go beyond just daily driving, I would suggest getting a stage 2 clutch or a stage 3 clutch kit. Stage 4 is a little extreme, and yes, a Stage 4 clutch kit actually exists. A Stage 4 clutch is able to handle up to 600 foot-pounds of torque or more. As for DSG guys, well, you guys are gonna have to go the expensive route and just do a TCU flash, tune, and probably swap out the stock clutch in your DSG transmission, which is expensive. I'm sorry. Nothing for me, there's really nothing much I can talk about there. So, yeah. And last but kind of least is number 1, mounts. So, having stock mounts on a lightly or heavily modded car can neglect performance and leave your GTI or GLI sloppy. Upgrading your mounts from rubber to poly will not only stiffen things up, but will allow more power to be put down to the ground. For daily drivability, I would use 55 or 50 durameter rubber mounts or 60 to 70 durameter poly mounts. However, if you're aiming for more of a full track performance and just want no movement in the engine bay, I would go with 75 to 85 durameter poly mounts, including doggo mounts, or a fully billet or a full metal aluminum engine, tranny, and pendulum mounts. Then you're guaranteed to have little to no movement in the engine bay whatsoever. However, NVH is really going to increase from that point, and again, like, this is only if you want the full race package. So just remember this: the higher the durometer, or the harder the material that you're using to stiffen up the movement in your engine bay, is the more NVH is going to increase, and the lower the density, it equals to less NVH but more movement in your engine bay. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe. I'm sorry that this video took a long time to explain. This actually took me about 10 hours to edit, and I'm tired, but thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.